So on Sunday, Fox News aired their much anticipated interview with Donald Trump that of course was filmed after his criminal conviction on Thursday, but well before it aired on Sunday. And a lot of folks on social media, including a lot of video editors, noticed some very weird things about the interview. They noticed disjointed audio, sound clips and tones that really don't match up, as if they were hastily cut together. And then, of course, there were these parts of the video where it was very obvious that something was cut out. Take a look.
But the poll numbers have gone up substantially. I don't know if that's going to remain that way.
You changed your tone at some point during the trial.
So that little clip right there actually shows you one of the more obvious cuts that they made, because they did a very sloppy job with it, right? I mean, this is the most watched cable news network in the United States, arguably one of the most well-funded cable news networks in the entire country, possibly on the entire planet, and that's the quality they're getting from their video editors? No, that sounds like somebody hastily went in there, had to cut something real quick before the interview went to air and didn't have time to make it normal. There were other spots in the interview where it was very obvious based on the things Trump was saying and his tone and volume of his voice, because suddenly you would be listening to Trump when he wasn't on camera and then his voice would be like this and as if he was just talking about something else. Also not normal. So they cut up this interview that, of course, again, was pre-recorded for a reason to make Donald Trump seem less crazy, I assume. I mean, that's the only conclusion I can come to, because there were plenty of parts in that interview where Donald Trump was going totally off the rails. Just, talking about, there comes a breaking point with the public. If I go to jail, I'm going to engage in mass deportations. I'm going to strip government agencies. I'm going to get rid of government agencies. So he's saying a lot of crazy stuff. He even went on like a 30-second rant about how good his lawyers were, and yet most of their objections during his criminal trial were rejected. So he's like, that's just not fair. It's like, you know what, dude? That actually happens. Your lawyers didn't have good objections. Doesn't matter how good the lawyers are. If the objection is bad, it is going to be rejected. But what did they cut out? Like, that's what I want to know. Where is this full, unedited, uncensored interview? Because somebody at Fox News has it, right? Somebody has that original file. And it may be 5 years down the road. It may be 5 days down the road, where whoever it is that chopped up that interview finally comes clean and says, okay, listen, here it is. Here's what we did. Here's what we took out. Maybe an investigative journalist does it. Maybe the video editor, leaks it to the press without anybody knowing that they're the ones doing it. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but hopefully that is what happens eventually. I would prefer sooner rather than later, but they cut out some stuff, and I want to know what that stuff is. And maybe it's innocuous, right? Maybe it's just as simple as, hey, he started talking about the 2020 election. We've already been sued to hell and back for that. We weren't going to get in trouble, so we just cut that out of the interview. And who knows, Donald Trump is vain enough and stupid enough to where maybe he'll go out there and post on Truth Social what they cut out, saying, how dare they cut out the part where I said all these stupid things. But Fox News did something to that interview. And I think the public, because they were doing it with a nominee for president, I think the public is entitled to know what kind of crazy crap that man was saying before they head to the polls later this year. Hey everybody, I don't know if you've noticed this, but we are closing in on a pretty major milestone here at Fair and Balanced as we approach 500,000 subscribers. But we're not there yet, and we definitely need your support. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, like and comment on the videos and share them as widely as possible.